And so we appreciate you guys staying tuned with us, bearing with us as well, keeping in mind we're trying to cover as much of the state as we can with multiple warnings in place. I do think this is our strongest. Boy, this is looking nastier every second, isn't it? Yeah, here's another confirmed tornado right here. Look at this. So it's moved northeast of Sonoma now. You can see that really just formed recently. So watch that velocity really start to pick up. That's the motions within the storm. It tells us what the winds are doing within the storm, and they're strong. In this particular case, we kind of watched it strengthen over the last several runs, or the last several sweeps of the radar there. Very, very strong there. And that's when you can see it picked up some stuff, but then it'll probably pulse right back down. Okay. Trying to look at messages too as we continue our coverage. So yeah, there's that one. That definitely was a tornado. Still is, most likely. There's debris there. Please, if you're in Findlay, take shelter. This one's awfully close to you, and it's moving in your direction. If you know anybody in Findlay, wake them up. Call them right now. They don't have much time before this hits. So that's particularly possible, really dangerous.
No one has faster internet speeds than Spectrum Business. We're built for the new way you do business. The extra online orders you're making, the way your customers are using Wi-Fi when they come in, the increase in to-go orders you're dishing out. We get it. Small businesses are working harder and smarter than ever. And with speeds all the way up to a gigabit per second and over 99.9% network reliability, Spectrum Business is the best internet to keep your business up to speed. No nonsense, just business. Spectrum Business.
We're getting new warnings put out because of that. Was it 324? Okay. Lots of bright colors there. The ones we don't want to see next to each other. As you always hear us say, green next to red, get under the bed. And that's what we're seeing. And there's that thing we really don't want to see. That debris ball again. So that tells us what that is the radar is seeing that something's being wafted in the air. It's not rain, it's not hail, it looks different than its surrounding. And so that tells us it's probably debris from trees, houses, whatever a tornado can scoop up. The radar sees that, and that's what we're looking at here. So again, pretty intense rotation there at this point. You can see that here. And then we have that as well. And then of course we have our what you see on the radar as well going on. So here we go again with this. This is, I believe, the same one we watched. Is that the one that came out of Bowling Green? Same supercell, I'm sure, just dropping tornado after tornado. Sometimes they lift, then they'll drop again. Earlier today, we were seeing what we call long track tornadoes. They would actually sustain themselves for hours. We tracked one across the state. And then some of these supercells, they'll drop a tornado, it'll lift, it'll drop another one. They kind of cycle in and out. And I think that's what we're seeing here, the one that just moved through that we were looking at a while ago, that passed Sonoma. It looks like it's getting pretty close. I mentioned it was heading into Findlay. Hopefully you've taken shelter there. It's moving northeast, so I'd be concerned between New Market and Peck Ford at this point. Jessetown, actually, I'd be concerned there too. Goes the latest. There it is, southeast of Jessetown, west of Phillipsburg. Here we go again, unfortunately. Please be in your shelter if you're anywhere near this. You can see Casey, LaRue, Marion, Washington counties all included here with this particular one. So again, another tornado has spun up once again here from this supercell that earlier moved through Warren County, touched down a tornado, did damage in Bowling Green, not sure of the extent yet, could be serious. We're going to find a lot of this out in the morning, especially after the sun comes up. Remember, Governor has declared a state of emergency hours ago based on what happened in the western half of the state. National Guard deployed to help. And he's going to be talking at 5 a.m. We may be carrying that. I have not confirmed that yet. We usually do carry that kind of thing, though, so stay tuned for that. If you're up right now, you might be snoozing by then, once we can get some peace. If you're very scared of thunderstorms, plenty of you out there that are probably tuning in and watching all of our coverage, it may be a while before you can sleep completely peacefully. I do think we're looking better. I think areas near the Ohio River are looking a lot better than areas where we're looking right now. But having said that, we do still have that potential. The front hasn't come through yet, so we need that to come through as well. But I'm thinking that the main show is going to be what we're seeing in this line here. So looking at that, this one's still going to town. This has not let up. This is multiple scans now that we've seen this debris ball here. Okay, I just got a confirmation. Thank you, Debbie. She's up too, with helping with the storm coverage. We are definitely 100% taking the governor live. That's in an hour and a half from right now at 5 o'clock Eastern time. We will be taking that. So it was a rough night. We're hoping we didn't lose any of our fellow Kentuckians. We know we lost a lot of property. Damage was done in many locations. But we hope life loss was minimal. That's all we can hope for. You can rebuild, but you can't bring a life back. So we're hoping that we've helped. Coverage, all of us, meteorologists, our competitors as well. That's all we want to do is keep people safe, and so we'll stay on all night if we need to. We got 2 other meteorologists in the house working behind the scenes. They're getting stuff ready for the morning as well, to help get people out the door and explain what all went down last night. And we know a lot happened. While some of you were sleeping, maybe some of you stayed awake with us through it all, because you know what, it's dangerous, and you want to keep up with it. So let's get back to the storm real quick. Not talk too much about what we were seeing last night. This is still a tornadic storm. There's a tornado on the ground still. This is south of Lebanon. There's Newmarket. There's Bradfordsville. Let me see here. I want to see what the trajectory. It's taking it straight close to Bradfordsville. You know anybody? Or Peckford as well. Do you know somebody there that may be asleep? Please blow up their cell phone or their home phone right now, as much as you can. Wake them up. Tornadic storms at night, especially in December when nobody's expecting them, are as deadly as they come. So please don't be afraid to wake anybody up. If you're like, I don't want to bother, please bother. These are dangerous storms. So I think it's important if you are aware of anybody in these areas near any of these cities. Let me rattle off the counties for you again. Again, I want to try to get as specifically as close to this. We're talking Casey, LaRue, Marion, and Washington. But again, you can see. I want you to see more or less what cities are closer to where we're actually seeing this. I want you to see the trajectory of this so you can see. Remember, what we're looking at here is the radar picking up debris that has been swept up by a tornado. Likely a tornado on the ground still, moving into Peckford right now. It may clip Bradfordsville as well. This is moving over 1157 right now. And then after that, could end up in Gravel Switch. Again, just kind of looking at the trajectory. If it sustains itself, Gravel Switch is in the line as well. So let's, we see a lot of stuff going on here. But let's just put a track on this. So Riley, I didn't see that one in there. That one's showing up within 8 minutes. Could be sooner. I'm estimating the speed here to be at 55 miles per hour with this storm. It's possible it's a little faster. It's possible it's a little slower. Gravel Switch, it's giving me 10 minutes till it gets to you. Shave a couple off to be safe. Forkland, it's showing 348. So again, let's just say 10 to 12 minutes to be safe. If you're in any of those communities, please get into the lower level of your home in an interior room, if you can. And again, if you're watching from outside that area, somebody lives there and is probably sleeping. Please call them 100 times if you can until they wake up, so they can get in their shelter. Nothing worse than somebody having a tornado hit their house while they're sleeping, unprepared. They may have been watching things last night and thought, you know what, we're good, it's quiet. And now these storms are showing up in the middle of the night while they're sleeping. And I'm sure they would appreciate it more than anything if you could get them a heads up. If that's the case. So please do, if you know anybody in that situation. Again, you can actually pick this out from just looking at the radar. You see that ball there. There it is. Right near Bradfordsville, southeast of Newmarket as well. This is the new one. This is the one we're tracking right here. So what's the latest they have? Looks like they've dropped LaRue County. So that was it. Tornado remains in effect. That's a different one. Okay, I need to get into that one too. I think we do have one more. I don't think it's quite as significant as this one. Yeah. Hold on, let me just check real quick here. Make sure we don't have another tornado on the ground up here too. No, but we have strong rotation there. So also be careful if you're in Mason County. I want you to be in your interior low level of your house there as well. I'm going to go back to the other one because there's an actual. I can see the tornado on this one. I can't see anything on that one. Right here, Bradfordsville. Again, Peck Forward, putting it in motion. Peck Forward to Bradfordsville. Eventually, this is heading right for Gravel Switch, I think. So let's put a track on it again. Let's try to get the word out here. Going northeast again. Riley still showing up within 5 minutes from now. Gravel Switch, Forkland, Perryville. If you're in any of those areas and you're watching, listening, whatever, please get into your shelter, lower level, inside, interior room of your home, away from windows if possible. If you know somebody that lives in these communities and know that they don't have cable or they have no way of seeing us or getting alerts or are sleeping, again, I want to stress, please start calling them repeatedly as there is a tornado on the ground heading in their direction right now. And again, I can remind you of the county we're in here as well, or the counties we're covering here. Boyle, Casey, Marion, and Washington counties, all included here. Okay? And again, if you're still with us, we appreciate you staying with us. I'm Chief Meteorologist Wes Callison. We've been covering these storms since, along with Chris Havley, Meteorologist Chris Havley, Meteorologist Matt Breland has come in the middle of the night as well. He'll be with you through the morning hours. We've been covering these storms all night. It's been a long night. I know there's been a lot of devastation across the state. People have lost stuff, and we're still seeing these actively moving through. Again, this is extremely strong storm here. This looks like it's a pretty significant storm that we're looking at right here still. With that rotation near Bradfordsville. Very strong still. So again, I'm kind of bouncing in and out a lot, so bear with me here. I'm just trying to keep an eye on multiple things here. And we definitely see this one being a problem still. So I'm hoping this one at some point will weaken. This one's been holding together pretty well, though, so far, to be honest with you. And again, let me see if this is still got the same motion it did. Let me check if they're expecting this, if the speed's changed. Looks like northeast around 60 miles per hour still. Here's that report from Bowling Green. I believe this is the same supercell that caused the Bowling Green one.
Paramount Plus. Movies, live sports, and lots of kids stuff. Original series and specials to see. For 30 days, try it for free. Paramount Plus. A mountain of entertainment for us. Give yourself this gift and don't delay your mountain holiday.
Give yourself the gift of Paramount Plus.
PanCan Patient Services.
Hi, my father just got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. I don't know what to do.
Don't worry, we'll fight this together. Tell me a little more about your dad.
PanCan provides free personalized information and resources for all those fighting pancreatic cancer. A job we've always done, and the job we'll continue to do. To learn more, call PanCan's Patient Services.
Oh, this world's a little crazy. Oh, you are mine.
People often look at me and think I'm a fireman because of my bravery and my knowledge of the color red. So when they came to me and said, Chief, tell them about the American Rescue Plan, I jumped down a fire pole and I got to work. Boom, boom, boom. Ma'am, Do you have any kids at home? Oh, yes, I do, handsome fireman. Let's keep this professional. But what if I could put out some of your financial fires? Up to $300 per month per child. It could rescue you. Who took my Dalmatian?
This place that I call
I want to explain it to her that
It's so sad.
it's not.
Really strengthened again. It weakened for a while there. We thought it was going to calm down, and then sure enough, here we are again. It's picked right back up. So again, tornado warning in place for what you're seeing right here. Heading for Gravel Switch. Boyle, Casey, Lincoln counties included within that warning. Also Marion County is part of that. If you're in any of those areas, remember, this has a history of producing major damage. It did in Bowling Green. This is the same supercell that moved through Bowling Green earlier that we were just talking about, the damage that was done. Quite a bit of it. Lives have been lost tonight. This is all part of the same system. And it's going to move out of here tomorrow morning. But until then, we have to deal with this. So I need you to stay weather aware through the night. Remember, we have some areas that are under a watch until 9 o'clock in the morning until this all can push through. Areas up to the northwest, they've cleared out. But in the meantime, we're still dealing with this right here. Let me jump quickly up to this one real quick. We haven't checked in on that in a while. It looks like they may be continuing that as a severe thunderstorm warning. We'll take that as a good thing. It looks like there's a lot of wind there, but I'm not seeing anything as impressive as the one down here. So let's stick with this one, as this is definitely our strongest storm right now. The one that we are seeing currently moving to the northeast. Remember, we're looking for Boyle, Casey, Lincoln, Marion counties here. That's the ones where we're seeing this. Still moving through. This is a strong storm still, and again, you're still seeing that a tornado is still on the ground. There's a couple of things we look at when we're doing this, and you're seeing this area right here matching up with that. Remember, this is when the radar is seeing things that aren't rain or hail that look different in the up in the storm. That means the tornado has lofted tree limbs, maybe shingles, siding. We don't know what it is. We just know it's not what we want it to be. It's not rain. It's not hail. Then, of course, if we look at the radar itself, we have this huge inflow right here. I mean, this is a very powerful storm that we're looking at here at this point, and we're still seeing that there is a tornado on the ground. So where's it going? That's the next most important question. I mentioned it's going to end up near Gravel Switch, but it looks like it may end up a little bit south of there, possibly into the Forkland area. Let's go a little closer. Looks like it's crossing Highway 335. And you can see, just based on the trajectory, that it's looking more like it maybe ending up in the Forkland area. So I'm going to repeat myself as I have been all night. If you're in any of these areas, please take shelter. If you know anybody is in these areas and you think they're sleeping, please call them as many times as you can until you can wake them up. Overnight tornadoes are as deadly as they come, especially in the month of December when people aren't expecting them. These are very potent storms, just like we may see. Oh, this just updated, so let me scoot that over just a little bit. Let me hear. So let's just try that one more time. So get a new scan, and it moves quite a ways. So there we go. This is going to get it into Danville and Junction City eventually. So I mentioned Forkland. That's at 3:48. That's 4 minutes from now. Alum Springs, 3:57. That's 10 minutes heads up on that one. Junction City, 4 o'clock. So we've got another 15 minutes on that one. And then Danville at 4:03. Little Needmore is at 4:05. So all of these areas are in the path of a tornado that is on the ground right now. So once again, this is a storm to be taken serious. This is the same supercell that hit Bowling Green, did damage. Not sure of the situation of how many people were injured there, but we know it did a lot of damage. It's dropped a very strong cell once again. We do have a tornado on the ground. Any of the cities I just named, if you know anybody who's sleeping there, give them a call right now, please. Blow up their phone. And if you're in those areas, I need you in the lower level, most interior room of your house, of your home, wherever you're at. That's where you want to be. And so again, this is a quick mover. It's moving at about 50 to 60 miles per hour, and so it's gonna end up in these places quickly. I rattled off some of the times for you, and again, let me give you those counties that we're talking about: Boyle, Casey, Lincoln, Marion. So again, it's not going to hit the entire counties, but this is the path. It takes it through all 4 of those counties and the cities I mentioned to you as well. You can kind of see a general idea of where it's going. And again, this is a very impressive looking wound-up storm at this point. We're seeing that. We're seeing a lot of things confirming what we're seeing here, with this. And that. It's off just a little bit there. But yeah, you can kind of see the general idea, and you can watch that moving. Looks like it went through close to Bradfordsville. Looks like something up there too as well, maybe. So yes, we've seen a ton going on with these storms tonight. I'm trying to decide if there's more than one thing going on here. And sometimes that'll happen with these signs. It might start weakening one place and strengthening somewhere else. Looks like there was a little bit of rotation trying to get going up here as well, and we're also seeing some debris there. So we're at least seeing some stuff being blown around there. That's for sure. Can't rule out that there's not something going on there as well. All within the same tornado warning, though. So that's covered. So that's why I'm hoping anybody that is in Boyle, Casey, Lincoln, or Marion counties in their safe spot. Okay. Okay, that's good. They're looking at just getting some messages from the Weather Service, seeing some things dissipate, but they're going to spin right back up most likely, because that's what we keep seeing. That's the history that these have produced. The one up there near Manchester has weakened. It's now just a severe thunderstorm warning. Reminder: we have a severe thunderstorm warning in Bowling Green right now. And normally I would stick directly over the tornado warnings, but remember, we just had a tornado hit the city of Bowling Green. So can you imagine having a tornado come through your town, and then an hour later, another severe thunderstorm, So yes, just know that this is not a tornadic storm moving through Bowling Green. Very strong. It is severe, mostly for winds. But again, a concern, because you may have power out. A lot of locations do. We saw transformers blowing up there. So let's get back to this one. Let's see if we can continue to watch this one. Yeah, it's not as impressive as it was earlier. You can see that by looking here. See, look at that. You go from that real tight couplet to not so impressive anymore. That's good news. We'll take that. But as they mentioned, these do have a...
Now with Spectrum Mobile, if you get 2 or more lines, it's just $29.99 a month each. $29.99! And you get everything. You get unlimited data. You also get this.
Technology that delivers the fastest overall speeds.
You had a copy of that, right? Good thinking. There's no contracts, added taxes, or hidden fees. Sorry, lawyers. But you do get nationwide 5G included. It's like we got some weather coming in. Cloudy, with a chance of the best deal in mobile. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
For help, he's going to be talking at 5 o'clock. We will be carrying that. I have confirmed that now. So just a little over an hour from now, we're going to be carrying the governor, who's going to be talking about this state of emergency with these storms. It was a rough night for the state. We did lose some fellow Kentuckians, and that's the worst thing that we can find out in a situation like this. Looks like there's tornadic storms down in Tennessee still as well.
Right. Hey, Wes, just want to interrupt you real quick.
Sure.
From that storm you've been tracking, the latest here in eastern Kentucky, latest damage report from the National Weather Service. They've had some reports of looks like some structures down, I believe. So just kind of watching that that was near Campbellsville. I apologize. Campbellsville in northern Taylor County had some damage.
I'm sure it was the same cell, though. It had to have been. I'm sure if we back this up, we'll
absolutely
go right through there. Yeah, or that was the southern edge of the storm. So okay, not surprised there. I'm sure we're going to get more too, because this was pretty strong as it was moving. It was definitely you can see that there was definitely a tornado there, moved through close to Gravel Switch as well. So just southeast of Lebanon is where that one was, and kind of moving towards the Danville area now, but luckily it seems to be weakening a little bit, so we'll take that. May flare right back up, though. This is the same supercell we've been talking about all for the last couple of hours, so that's certainly a concern there right now. So we want you to take these storms seriously right now. It looks like we also, our reporter Jonathan Gregg's going to be in Mayfield. That was one of the places where we had some pretty bad damage. We had a direct hit there last night. So we're going to get some information on that coming up in the morning as well. So we've got crews out and about looking for the damage to show you what happened last night. You can't, not everybody, we don't want people driving around the state looking at storm damage anyway. So we're going to be able to get that at some point in the morning most likely, and we can kind of give you an idea of what all went down last night. Like I said, it was a pretty rough night. We did lose some fellow Kentuckians. We lost a lot of structures. A lot of damage was done in multiple cities. I can't tell you at this point how many different tornado warnings we covered. I can tell you that we did see at least 3, 4, or 5 of them that did verify that we did actually see tornadoes on the ground, not just radar indicated. So I suspect in the morning we're going to see a lot of locations that did see some damage, unfortunately. So looking at this latest scan of what we've been watching, this is that same storm, Boyle, Casey, Lincoln, Marion counties, all under this tornado warning still. We did see some signs that it wasn't quite as strong as it was earlier. That's good news. We'll take that. But it's still going. It's still worth paying attention to, of course. But it doesn't look quite as impressive. You can see what was left of what debris is still left. Looks like it's kind of fallen apart there a little bit, so that's good. That means it's finally starting to settle. That was the area we were looking at. If I back it up, you can see when it was more defined. Looks like it was a couple of them there for a second. A little bit up here as well. But anyway, things do look a little bit better at this point. So that's a good sign. But this same supercell is the one that moved through Bowling Green, so I wouldn't be shocked if it did flare up once again, perhaps on the southern edge or something. And it looks like, I'm getting another report, in Louisville, looks like some winds brought down wires on the ramp from Outer Loop to I-65 South in Jefferson County. All lanes are blocked there. And so that's an area that wasn't even hit as hard as a lot of other locations. So that tells me there's going to be a lot of trouble spots out there tomorrow. As we continue to, once we hit daybreak, we'll be able to see. Now the storms may still be around for some areas early in the morning. By lunchtime, they're going to be gone for most areas. Remember, we're still under a watch for a good chunk of the state through daybreak, through the morning hours. So that's something. There it is. You can see almost the entire state. You can ignore that 11 p.m. time frame there. In fact, I can give you some times right here. Louisville metro area 6 a.m. Western Kentucky looks like 5 a.m. Central Time. Near Jackson, that's 9 a.m. So you can see it's obviously going to be east where we see the storms moving out latest, the way it's looking right now. So again, looking at that radar as we put that back on for you, showing you what we have left. I've got the tornado warning for Boyle, Casey, Lincoln, Mercer counties. That goes until 4 a.m. So that's about to expire if they let it. It has weakened. That may continue as a severe thunderstorm warning. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Butler, Logan, Simpson, and Warren counties. Like I said, I've been concerned about seeing one in Warren because you were hit by a tornado just within the last couple of hours. And so to have another storm come in on top of that when there's damage, fires on the roof of the Corvette factory, stuff like that, I mean, nobody needs that. So yes, that's it's been a long night, and I think we are seeing things wind down, but I just don't think we're quite done yet, the way it's looking. So we still have our warning. Let's maybe this will expire. That would be our only tornado warning we have right now. But I'm not going to hold my breath looking at it right now. We're still seeing some rotation within it. Maybe not as much as before. A couple of different spots showing a little bit of that. At this point. So still some areas of concern. This is that same rotating storm, or maybe a couple of them, that we've been watching, and so we do suspect this is going to keep causing problems. Let's see if we have anything else. Some flooding in Shelbyville. I don't see anything else much as far as damage reports or anything. We'll be getting more of those in the morning, though. We'll get a lot of them as we go into the morning hours. Some wind damage, a lot of wind damage reports. So watching our storm system wind down, we hope, possibly flare back up. Either way, the warning is winding down over the next few minutes. 5 minutes is set to expire. So that's good news. There's still active tornado warnings down in Tennessee. Can't promise that some of those couldn't cross the state line later, but right now they're a ways south. So our biggest concern still the one we were watching right here for Boyle, Casey, Lincoln, and Mercer County. So let's stay on our safe spots, lower level, interior room, as long as we can. Let's see if this what happens with this in the next 5 minutes. See if anything changes with it. I haven't seen if that's going to be kept or not at this point. It looks like it says strong tornado potential should begin to lessen within eastward extent next 1 to 2 hours. So that's good. That's from the Storm Prediction Center. So this cell that we're watching pretty much right now looks like it's going to weaken, that threat coming in here pretty shortly. So that's great, but it said within the next 1 to 2 hours. So that doesn't exactly help us right away, but it does tell us that maybe we'll get some good news here in a little bit. Definitely still seeing a little rotation within that cell. Let's see if they flare back up like they have been. Let's see. You can kind of see how it didn't look like much, and then it's starting to get a little brighter. That area right there is looking a little bit more and more like something. Every scan it looks like. Pretty bright cell there. So that'll be an area to watch. Remember, these are all moving east. Let me show you the movement here. Moving actually northeast, I should say. So Danville, you're going to get hit by this storm that is a History Junction.
Emergencies don't wait. Get to the hospital. Accidents happen. Get well soon. When it hurts to move forward, tackle your pain. Don't make your health wait. See your doctor. Your health means everything.